welcome to the next instalment of our podcast, Breaking the Silence. Tonight we are going to talk about demons, demonology, and everything demons, basically.
Yeah. You know what you forgot to do?
What?
You always do?
What?
You go, I'm Luke.
Oh yeah, I'm Luke. This is Kit.
And together we are...
Breaking the Silence.
Sometimes you do Break Paranormal UK.
Oh yeah, Breaking the Paranormal UK, sorry.
But yeah, Breaking the Silence with it.
But if you've got a better name for us, fire away, send them over and we might have a name change.
I think Breaking the Silence is just sticking at the minute.
Is it
I don't
sticking?
think anyone
You think
cares.
No one watches anyway.
No one cares. But yeah, demons. We're doing
Demons.
Yeah.
Plenty to talk about on demons.
Yeah, a lot.
We're not going to go into too much.
No.
We're just going to do a brief history.
It's sort of a quick sort of look into it, our own opinions on it, because it is quite an in-depth subject, and you could talk about it all night long. Or we could talk about anything all night long.
Yeah. So we'll go over our history that we've got. We'll get Glenn on Zoom again.
Yeah. See
Obviously we're
what
still
Glenn
in lockdown,
thinks.
yeah. So we can't get him round just yet, and I still can't get an haircut.
Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, on the next one,
Maybe.
maybe he could talk, which would be nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, shall we
crack on with it?
crack on? So what do you wanna?
So right
what do you
then,
wanna start
so we
with?
start with the basics. In Christianity, demons are said to be fallen angels. When the big war arose in heaven, there was the angels were all fighting together, the rebellion, and God and his clan all fighting against each other, and the angels on the devil's side, say, lost, got cast out of heaven. Obviously the book of Revelation, I've got a verse out of that book. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon being Lucifer. And the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was not strong enough, and he lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, the ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to earth, and his angels with him.
So he sort of lives among us then.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if you don't actually say he was hurled to hell,
He just
he
sort
was
of
hurled to earth. So that's what I'm saying. Could this be hell? Could he be living among us with his demonic crew?
his crew.
His crew. But obviously, let's say the demons.
It's my breath.
Oh, your breath.
It's demonic.
What's demonic?
It's this tea thing that.
Oh, so I got a word stand somewhere.
Thanks.
So yeah, lost the train of thought now. So yeah, could the angels, obviously now the demons now, could they be living among us, and that's why there's so many sin in the human race?
Could be.
Everywhere you turn, there's always somebody sinning. There's sin everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah. It is.
So could this be hell?
Mm.
Heaven being heaven?
Mhm.
Say Garden of Eden being your next life kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, I want to talk a bit about heaven and hell. So I just want to talk about obviously the differences, which it's quite common sense really anyway. I'm sure you lot watching will be like, well, I do get heaven and hell, duh. But I thought just to talk through it anyway, because I did actually learn something today, and I thought, well, I didn't really see it that way, because I'm not a religious person. I wasn't brought up, with religion. It was just, I wasn't Christian.
No.
What's the word? I wasn't
Baptised.
baptised.
I was baptised.
You was, well, I wasn't.
Never really went to church though.
Yeah, so I thought, so for me it's learning. So obviously heaven is obviously positive. It's like, it's where you recognise all your joys, your achievements, the love, kindness, and obviously that's what angels represent. That's where they're from. And then hell is obviously the opposite. It's negative. And it's where you go to work out what is blocking your light. So you mentioned your sins. So some of the sins that you may have are fears, anger, regrets, your egos, which we know about a lot of people with egos. And that's what the demons represent. But what I read today was that I always used to think that heaven and hell was like the end point. You know, when you die, not that this is not what I think, but this is what I thought people thought that was religious. It's like when you die, you either go to heaven or you go to hell, depending on what kind of person you are living. Well, it's not actually true. It's not the ending point. It's where you go to learn. So, a good example of a religion that believes this is the Buddhism. So one of the things that they believe is that you go through several heavens to get to your new form of life, which is for them reincarnation. So it's just like a learning process for you to get you prepared for your new life, which I thought was really interesting. I didn't think of it that way. I literally thought heaven and hell, that's it. But it's not. It's just actually there is a purpose, and it's about learning your inner self and making yourself a better person.
That's what I think about Earth and what the life we're living now. It's just a test. It's just to get rid of your sins. So if you're ready for, say, the next phase, heaven, where you learn more, like it filters. Say you go through the filters and it filters your sins and your habits out and stuff. By the time you get to your next life, you're all reborn.
Good.
Right.
Learn from it. Yeah, so I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's something to think about, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, what do you want to speak about next?
We'll go back onto the banishment of Lucifer and stuff. Like some believe the dragon was Lucifer and his banishment turned down towards Adam and Eve. He turned himself into a serpent and he influenced Adam and Eve to eat off the tree of knowledge, which got them banished from the Garden of Eden, because he was jealous, say, of God's new creation. Lucifer was no longer the big guy in town. God had a new favourite, so when he got banished, he went after his favourite. So yeah, he turned into this. He's got a picture of it here. Not sure if you can see it.
Let me move my horrible smelly tea.
On this massive 150-year-old Bible. I think it's in Moses, maybe I might be wrong. Like you say, you got a picture here, you got a God. I'm guessing he's banishing Adam and Eve, and he's got a serpent right beside him. I'm not sure you can see it, but I'll pick it up for you anyway. But yeah, I think that's interesting. And going on to, like you say, the sins and the 7 deadly sins of the 7 princes of hell, so to say. You got Lucifer being pride. I think Glenn's going to mention a bit more on the sins.
On the sins, yeah.
And I think Lucifer's the one for the pride. But I don't think it's in scripture that he went by many names as well as the devil. You got Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan, and Mephistopheles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously the saying there's two kinds of stories to Lucifer though. Obviously the devil's side, people see huge feet, big horns, red eyes, goat face, whatever. Then there's the other side is, I noticed, I say he's not meant to be, he's meant to be good. Obviously he's an angel, and he came here to do good, and he's meant to be one of the better, but the best looking angel around.
Well, I just think of that thing that you watch on Netflix.
Lucifer.
It's called Lucifer.
Lucifer Morningstar.
And that's why when you said to me, oh, actually, he's doing good, and I'm like, well...
He was a detective in that, isn't he?
Yeah, and he meant to be bad.
Yeah, well, that's the everyone's labelled him as bad. Because they, like, say books and stuff. But people believe he's actually good.
Oh, okay.
So.
It's interesting. But the bad side of demons, which is what the negative side of that. When you think of demons, you think negative, don't you? And that's what gets drummed into you. And that's something I want to talk about next. So in the 1980s and the 1990s, there was a moral panic arose. There was a lot of murders and child abuse that was being reported, and people were saying it was these satanic rituals that was going on. Well, the media jumped on it, and everything was satanic everything was a satanic ritual. And that's what the media does.
Good old media.
Because they've got to sell papers and they know what sells. And I just kind of want to read something.
Oh, a book.
A book. Because I actually think that it's wrong of the media to do this, because I think that instead of sitting there and giving these people a sort of sick explanation or a sick justification for their actions and then going, I'm doing this because it's my religion, or I'm doing it to please Satan, I think that's a load of bull. I think you're doing it because you're just twisted and you're a sick person. And I'll just read just to back up my argument, because we always say, don't we, if you're going to come into an argument, you need an explanation.
Yeah.
We always say that when we have an argument.
This, yeah.
So I'm just going to go to page 482. If I can, it's not page 666. Where is it? Oh, here we are. So yeah, this book is The Mammoth Book of Unexplained Phenomena by Roy Bainton, and he talks about quite a lot of things. So he talks about astonishing anomalies, unknown dimensions, panic and paranoia. I've been reading a lot today about the panic and paranoia side, because as someone I actually don't believe in demons at all, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone's religion or experiences. If that's what you truly believe, then that's great, but I don't personally believe in it. So I agreed with what he says in here, which I'll just quickly read. So while there were genuine revelations of sickening child abuse, the devils concerned were not the horned, cloven-hoofed variety. Anthropologist Jean LaFontaine subsequently spent years researching a selection of the more high-profile cases from the period 1988 to 1991, and in her book, Speak of the Devil, she concluded that the goal of the abusers was sexual gratification rather than anything ritualistic or religious. The only rituals she uncovered were those invented by child abusers to frighten their victims or justify the sexual abuse. In the end, there wasn't a highly organised cable of blood-hooded devil worshippers well read in the black arts, just a bunch of sick, nasty people with uncontrollable urges who definitely deserved locking up. So my point is, let's stop, giving people a reason as to why they do the certain things that they do.
Yeah.
I can see why as humans we would want to think that there must be demons in the world for these people to be doing what they're doing, because I don't think we like to think that people are capable of doing such horrible, sick, twisted things. So we like to think, there's got to be something supernatural about this, but there isn't. For me, I just think it's just sad people out there.
You don't think it could be the sins influencing that? Like the 7 sins, the princes of them sins influencing?
No, because I'm not religious. So I think as people we've all got good and bad in us. It's just that there's people in the world that have got a lot more bad in them than good, and that's just how they are. For whatever reason.
So I say we've all got the gift of choice. You can choose to follow the light or choose to follow the darkness. End of the day, you know what's right, you know what's wrong.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So that's, and I think, people that, my argument for people that do believe in demons is, if you believe in demons, like evil spirits like that, then you obviously think that these people that have done these horrible things like rituals on kids, you're then taking away the fact that actually they're just sickos. Because if you believe in demons, then you'll go, well, that must have been a demon that did that. It wasn't me. I didn't do that. It was a demon that told me to do that. And I just think it's sick.
Yeah.
And I think we need to think, actually, there's actually a darker side to what we're talking about. than
Oh, yeah,
just
you can go crazily, stupidly deep into everything about this.
We need to stop making excuses up for people, in my opinion.
People are just evil.
Yeah, and that's it.
Just make the wrong choices in life, don't they?
I mean, and a good example of like a recent thing I watched was Ghost Adventures, when they did the serial killer series that they did, where they was going around investigating places where known serial killers were around. One of the episodes was the Ted Bundy one, and I actually had to turn it off because I was getting so angry, because he literally, so he went to what they call the Ritual House, and Ted Bundy apparently, went there, and I knew instantly what Zach Bagans was going to do. Because Zach Bagans, he just loves
devil driven, isn't he?
Demons. And to me, it was almost like he was insinuating that Ted Bundy did the things he did because of demons. Ted Bundy did the things he did because he was a twisted, horrible man. Stop making excuses for him. It's just bullcrap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But this is coming from someone that's just, I'm not religious. I'm not a religious person.
Yeah.
But Ted Bundy's an interesting one, because he literally, like...
Wasn't he a worshipper?
He didn't have any mental health issues or anything. He was actually a very clever guy, and he had everything going for him, and he didn't really have anything, like his childhood was normal.
Who's that one that's what about then? I just tell you what is it?
Oh, you're thinking of Charles Manson.
I don't know his name. I think that's it. Long hair.
Yeah, Charles Manson. Yeah, he started a cult.
That's what I think. He was a cultist, wasn't he?
But see, that's another thing you can get into, because cults have started from this.
For another episode, I think.
So we need to think, if we're jumping on the demon bandwagon here, then we should be able to understand why these cults are happening and why these murders are happening, because it's the demons, right?
Yeah.
It's all down to that. And I just think it's silly, I think, personally. But then I've met a lot of investigators. Like, don't get me wrong, if you want to believe in that, believe in it. What I don't like is if you don't believe in it, it's like an instant, oh, you don't know what you're doing, sort of thing. That gets on my nerves. And it's like, well, okay, if you believe in that, then you believe in Ted Bundy killing people because of a demon.
It's like they probably believe in it anyway, but are they going to forgive him because it was a demon?
That's what I'm saying. Is he forgiven?
Is he going to get away with it?
It takes away the the responsibility of the act.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But I've met a lot of investigators that believe in demons, and I've turned around to them and I've gone, oh, that's fine, but are you religious? And they'll turn around and say, no, I'm not. I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
So how can you believe in demons but not believe in God and religion? Because to me, demons are connected.
Well, they came from heaven, didn't they?
It's a religion. So I don't get it.
Well, I want to know is every investigator, you get your demons. Well, I'm going to investigate a demon, but you don't hear many people investigating angels and going to find angels and stuff, do you?
Because it's light and fluffy and nice. We don't want light and fluffy and nice. We want extreme and dark, and we want the views.
Yeah, but you'd still get the views if there's angels, wouldn't you? Of course you would.
I don't think you would.
A lot of them films what you watch, I can't remember what it's called, but I think he has a near-death experience or something. He sees Jesus, he actually paints a picture, and it's a true story, but I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
But like I said, that wasn't a top film, other than the
See, I wouldn't watch that.
The Conjurings and stuff like that.
That's what I'd watch The Conjuring.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch that, what you just said.
No, you wouldn't.
That's not my cup of tea.
Why? Why people's minds like that?
I don't know. We like dark stuff.
So your creator, people don't like the God films and stuff because I don't know. Well, they prefer the devil stuff.
Yeah, they don't like the positive stuff. We want the dark, gloomy, on edge
What,
stuff.
it's that fear factor, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's the fear factor, and that's what, to me, this old... that's why people study demonology. I'm a demonologist. All of a sudden, loads of them are popping out. And
You
it's
can get a course now.
Yeah, it's all on there. It's a popular thing. And the reason it's a popular thing is because we're obsessed. We're obsessed with the dark side of stuff.
It's like you get people obsessed with serial killers.
I mean, I've just spoke about Ted Bundy and Charles Manson, and I will sit there and I'll watch programs on them because there's something weirdly interesting about it. I don't think what they've done is disgusting, and they deserved everything that came to them, but there's something interesting about it.
Yeah, definitely. So that should bring us on to contacting Glenn. Glenn. Should I say he's not dead yet, but.
yeah.
I'll call Glenn. Sorry. Should we call Glenn?
Yeah.
Right, where's my mouse?
Yeah.
Hi, not seen you in a while.
I'm good. Yeah, you?
Oh,
yeah,
he's been possessed. Oh, he's back.
I haven't seen his pages. I'm good. How about yourselves?
Yes, all right, innit? I still need. I'm dying for an haircut.
Yeah,
Same, yeah.
I'm getting right tramp.
I've got it all flipped to the side. If I put it down, it's like slips
you
down.
You didn't have a beard last time, did you?
No, I've had time off work, so I thought I'd grow one.
The beard's coming.
Why not?
Yeah, I have to, don't I? But no one's in work, so everyone's down in London, so I thought, right, I'm not down there, so I'll just get myself sorted out a bit. And they're like, oh, don't come back till the 15th. I was like, Roger, cheers. Beard.
Cool.
So.
Right then, demons.
Right, yeah, demons.
That's what we're doing. This podcast all about demons.
Do you believe in demons?
Not really.
Okay.
On the fence.
Yeah.
On the fence. I think the majority of it's made up by religious beliefs. But I think it's the type of spirit that we possibly could deal with. I mean, you have different types of spirits, you have like poltergeists.
Mm-hmm.
You have the what's the ones with the recurring all the time? Recurring spirits, recurring energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just like a videotape keeps playing back. You have intelligent spirits. Well, why can't you have the ones that are really evil and want to take control of your body and eat your body's soul from the inside out?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, might as well put them on the cards, like top trumps, innit?
I'm more on the fence as well. Like says, if you believe in demons, you should really believe in God.
Yeah.
But I can't really say I believe in God with what I was saying on the last podcast about us being the aliens. But then I think, who made the animals and the earth and everything else? So.
Yeah, and who made the aliens?
Yeah. But then it's like a question you got to ask yourself: if such a thing as life can happen on Earth anyway, like as we're living and breathing, there's got to be something else that can happen.
You said you was going to look into these different types of demons. What demons have you got?
Right. So you've got I've looked at like different types of classes or whatever you want to call them all. I mean, you've got the types of demons. So you've got a bloke called Afonso de Spina. In 1467, the guy decided to classify demons. And he's put them down. Obviously, we know these ones as incubus and succubus.
Yeah.
You've got them two, the sexual ones who want to have sex with the living. Top marks, if I want to come back as one of them. You've got demons of fate, otherwise known as the angel of death. So I'm guessing the Grim Reaper, such like that, or if it's your time. Familiars. Familiars are animal spirit guides, which is involved warlocks, who are considered personal demons. Okay. Like your own pet as such, I believe. Druids, Druds. It's German folklore for an evil spirit that causes nightmares. You got Cambions, Cambions. So I don't know if it's Cambions or Cambions. I don't know. They're born from the union of a demon with a human being. So like I want to say a demigod, but a demon god. Or demon human. Or dehuman. I don't know. You got mischievous demons and demons that attack clergy. Demons that entice people into the occult or witchcraft. So I'm guessing the more sacrifices do for certain demons, the more they're trying to entice them to believe. So
Yeah.
that's what I've got of them ones.
Which one's your favourite?
Oh, Incubus and Succubus, I meant them. That's class. It's absolutely
We went
mint.
to Ancient Ramin, didn't we? And,
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the famous stories. Was it Succubus at Ancient Ram or?
Yeah, Succubus. It was because she was
Succubus.
trying to do the meal luncher. She was trying to do the man.
Yeah.
I laid in the bed for ages waiting, but nothing.
Nothing. No, I guess they wouldn't be into me, would they?
You never know.
You know. But then I wanted to experience, because obviously the place like Ancient Ramin, they're known for sort of like demonic activity and stuff like that. So your expectations are really high, but it was really flat. I don't know if you found it the same way.
Yeah,
Nothing really happened there.
Only bit that really happened was the barn bit, when the lights started going off.
All the lights. Yeah, that's true. It did happen.
Apart from that, there was quite a dead night for us. Even trying to turn the crosses upside down next to the demon pit, or the well where it was, trying to turn the crosses that upside down and stuff, and trying to entice something to happen. Nothing. It was pretty upsetting night, to be fair, for that. Apart from the ending bit. The ending bit was quite alright. We've got quite a bit of activity for half an hour.
Yeah. But what was you going to say?
So I was going to ask about your list that you just read out. Which one scares you the most?
Oh, it scares you the most. All right, here we go. Where were you? You are. I want to say the ones that are like the demons of fate. Like, so the angel of death as such.
Like the Grim
Like
Reaper.
Yeah, like I mean, suppose obviously we can go into that like afterlife sort of stuff. But if you kind of have like read stories and heard of stories of people who knew they were going to get killed or they were hiding away from said demons, and then they knew like they've gone into the room, someone said they're going to visit them, and it's a locked room because the guy's trying to hide away, and you hear them scream, and as they've gone in, the guy's basically been scared to death, but the other person who went to the room was never there again. So they see that the person that was in there with them was the spirit of fate, or it was demon of fate. So that'd be pretty awkward and pretty shit if you knew you're getting chased around, and that's coming to get you.
And that was. I just think of The Sims when I think of the Grim Reaper. Like,
you can beg on The Sims. You can try and that for you.
You can actually marry the Grim Reaper on The Sims. I've not tried it.
Okay,
You have babies, everything. Yeah.
Sims is a strange
fetish,
thing,
but
isn't
okay.
it? Have you got the 7 deadly sins?
That I do. So you've got Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer's pride. Beelzebub is gluttony. I've heard that loads of times, Beelzebub. Sathanas is wrath. Leviathan is envy. Mammon, which I always want to see as gammon, is greed. Mammon is greed, yeah. Belphegor is sloth. And Asmodeus is lust.
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus, there you go. There you go. Asmodeus, there you go. Local lad, obviously. Lust. But when I was looking into it, there's loads of demons that have actual meanings about them. So they've got the 7 deadly sins, but you've got like a demon called Berith, the demon who tempts men to commit suicide, but he's opposed by Saint Barnabas. Astorath, the demon who tempts men to be lazy. Varine, the demon who tempts men with impatience. Gressel, the demon who tempts men with impurity. There's like 16 names there, but demons that tempts men with different things.
There's a few, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Apparently. But
it tells you who the opposed by. So I've got like Saint Bartholomew, Saint Dominic, Saint Bernard, Saint Stephen, Saint Vincent. Supposedly, so if you go in contact with these demons, you can start throwing these paragraphs and these saints about them. I didn't even realize that many saints.
That's the thing with the Bible and the story of demons. It changes that much throughout the years.
Yeah, literally.
And then you've got all the different religions as well.
Yeah.
It's not just, Christianity. It's like Muslims, they have like jinns.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so different. And like, when we was researching for it, it was like you'd start off on one and then you'd go on to something totally different, and it was quite hard to research actually. To like,
So I've got about 5 or 6 here from different cultures, essentially.
yeah,
But when I looked into it, like the word demon is actually a good word. It's not a bad word. It comes from the Greek. So the Greeks, demonia, something it was, but it was like it wasn't evil. It was when it turned into Latin and Christianity where it turned evil, and we started giving it things of all the bad stuff. We started giving a bad name for it, and then the reputation carried through. But it actually started off as not a bad name. But like in Japan, you've got the Oni/Baku, the name of their demons. Islam is jinn. Judaism, there's a demon called Lilith, or a light, like the main demon of them. Hinduism has the main demon of Rakshasa. But obviously, when about Judaism, I believe that's the Dybbuk boxes as well, isn't it?
yeah.
Or Dybbuks.
Yeah.
In Mexico, you've got there's a movie about this called La Lona. The demon.
They did a film on that.
La Llorona, isn't it?
Yeah.
I watched that not long ago.
But it's meant to be a true story about a woman who's maybe hiding around lakes, or she lurks around lakes because we kill their kids or something like that. Paganism has Baal, B-A-L. That's one of the demons of the 7 hells or something like that in paganism. And you've got the Caribbean. They call theirs Jumbees, Jumbee. Jumbees, that's demons.
Islam's got shaitan as well, hasn't there?
I believe so.
And I've got some notes on that. I've got Islam, the devil is known as shaitan, and Buddhism, Mara. It was a demon that tempted Buddha away from his path of enlightenment.
I didn't get to it. I think I was linked with all these.
When you start getting into other religion, because it does get pretty deep, doesn't it?
Well, to see him common link with them all, they've all tried to entice the god, or they've all done something wrong to the god of the main religion, and then they've all been shunned out for that, and now they're the bad guys. Hence why Lucifer is the one who went against God.
Is Krampus a demon?
It's
the Christmas demon.
The Christmas demon, yeah.
Demon.
Well, you have Halloween demons, don't you?
Yeah.
You pick the ones that just want to.
Krampus.
Yeah. But
it's just an angry tick.
Stories and stories get changed that much and piled on top of each other and then get added to.
You don't know what to believe, do you?
So I say when we was researching this, you read a book of Enoch, book of Revelation, Genesis. There's all sorts. There's all different books, and half of them, like I say, it just gets complicated and gets different.
Yeah, there's people that are now doing these demonology courses in like 2 days, and then they now can go out and defend you from demons because they've got a course offline and the printed.
They carry a vial of holy water with them. Do you believe in Dybbuk boxes?
Traditionally, I believe the old ones might have had something to do with it. The old ones looked the real deal, if I'm honest. They look like you see them all in antique shops and that. I wouldn't open one unless I needed to open one, but I know you guys bought one offline, didn't you?
No, we bought a mystery box.
Just a mystery
box.
I want to get one, but then again, I don't want to get one because I don't want to spend the money and give someone else the money just for putting some candle wax over a box. Because according to Zach Bagans, there's only, I can't remember how much, what the exact number was. They say there's only 7 or 13 real Dybbuk boxes. I think it's 7.
The tradition behind it looks realistic. It looks like a real sense. I mean, like I said before about the Ouija boards in their one of our podcasts. If the wood was sacred and the wood came from like it's the only tree you can contact things with, then yeah, fair one. I think traditionally the Dybbuk boxes, they were never made of just any wood. They were actually made of something, weren't they? And the traditions behind it and the religious beliefs that behind it was quite realistic in a sense. And I kind of believe in that sort of stuff with that. Not with people just like making random shit up and putting stuff in a box, like you said, just random candle,
But do you think an actual demon could get trapped inside this box? Say, what I always say is like if they've escaped from hell, then how the bloody hell how the bloody hell are you going to trap him in a box?
When you put it like that, then yeah, fair one. Like if he's escaped from the fucking depths,
You know what I
of
mean?
hell, I mean, he hasn't got like a one-way train ticket, has he?
Nah, crazy, man.
So what do you
So-
think overall then, Glenn, about demons? Do you think, I know you said you weren't sure on whether
You're
or
on the
not they
fence.
were real, that you was on the
Oh,
fence.
I think it's part of a category of a paranormal entity that we haven't or have experienced.
Mm.
Like I said, for example, I think I wouldn't want to say a demon, but what else can you characterize it as? In our investigations, we've only had the odd knocking, maybe the odd talking through EVP. We haven't had the whole shebang. I haven't seen like Lisa or anyone getting dragged around the room and
No,
that.
I would like to see that.
No, yeah, definitely.
Not in a nasty way. Like Lisa, just Lisa. Not
Just Lisa.
not in a nasty way. Just to see, get it on YouTube, get a few views in. You know what I mean?
I think it could be a powerful entity that we haven't really experienced yet or found yet.
Mm.
But I wouldn't say a demon essentially. But what else can you call it? If I don't know what else it is,
Just
the
an
only
angry poltergeist.
yeah. Yeah, but then
That's
it's
that,
more
what-
powerful than a poltergeist.
another thing
Because
on
you
the-
don't see poltergeists getting
Yeah.
involved with people.
There's another thing on investigations. If you've got demonic activity, it's not just going to mess about throwing a few things, is it? It's going to actually come and get you.
Yeah, it's gonna get you. Yeah, it's gonna.
It's not going to wait until, like you say, they get permission and I don't know, whatever.
But what's the difference
Bless you
between
and
dynamic
stuff. It's gonna go for it.
activity? So with poltergeist, there's some of the same things. There's something going missing. There's something breaking on the floor. Cupboards being left open. Doors slamming and open repeatedly. Like an intelligent spirit, essentially. But the only difference is the intelligent spirit will talk back, whereas a poltergeist tend to just fuck you around instead.
Yeah.
Like dynamic, you're looking at bite marks. You're looking at the smell of sulfur, growling, low murmurs. It's maybe weird markings or the words of like different. It's not exactly human. Demons don't really get classed as human, do they? They get classed like weird animal prints and that.
Yeah, inhuman. They say.
Inhuman.
Yeah.
Inhuman spirit.
There never was spirits. Never was human. Sorry.
Yeah, and then.
But then you do an exorcism. He's doing it in Latin, and then somehow the demon can fucking talk Latin.
Yeah. You say
So-
markings. A lot of people say they get scratched, don't they? And it's
Yeah.
Is it 3 scratches?
Yeah. Then you get the repetitive 3 knocks at the same time at night. The repetitive, the number 3 essentially.
3, always
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm on the fence as well. I'm not. I say until I experience it and see it for myself. I love watching my demon stuff on telly, like Lucifer,
You do
Supernatural.
like
I love it. I love it all. It's
yeah.
just it's entertaining, but it gets you thinking.
It's attractive. It's an attractive thing to think about because it's one thing that as an investigator, you don't know if that can even be real. Like we've done Ouija boards loads of times, and I haven't seen it float up in the air. I haven't seen somebody turn around and be possessed by something. I haven't seen a Ouija board write out my name and then tell us that my age, my date of birth, and all sort of stuff. I haven't had a full-on conversation with one, but the movies portray it as it's absolutely amazing. It's quite attractive to do it, and I can see why. But then the demons, I feel like it's the same. It gets portrayed as something really attractive, like you want to fucking fight with it, you want to do this with it, you want to. But for us, like,
arm wrestle with it.
yeah, love to get involved with that, especially in Incubus or Succubus. Yeah, but I mean,
No, you don't believe in them.
What?
What was your? You don't believe?
I don't believe Don't believe in it at all.
what's your reason?
I think it's a gimmick for investigators. I think people are so quick to jump on it's a demon because it brings in views, it brings in attention, and every single person is at it. You know for a fact, you go on Facebook, I can guarantee you, if you go on any investigator, you could go on YouTube and you'll see them, every single one will have a tagline, demon. And we've done
Capital
it.
letters as well.
Yeah, we've done it, but don't get me wrong, like when we've used spirit radios and stuff, and we have had the word demon come through, and you get excited because you think, yeah, this is great. You know, it is entertaining, it's exciting, but you know, if it really was demonic and demon, and they're supposed to be as bad as what people say they are, then they will do a lot more than just coming out and saying demon. The house would be on fire. I mean, touch wood.
Yeah. That's all gets you thinking. If a demon's going to come and tell you it's a demon back in the day wouldn't have been called a demon. It was an angel. So they'll call themselves an angel and not a demon.
I think it's
Well,
very
doesn't
easy.
somebody
to
get
throw the
possessed?
word demon on something.
When the priests that claim to do exorcisms, they talk about I spoke to this demon, I spoke to that demon, I spoke to this. Then they're bilingual. It's mad. Like these demons can talk you in French, Spanish, Latin, English again.
Yeah.
And then, but like, then a different one comes up and the voice is changing that, and I'm just like, if he's just saying I'm a demon, do you not think he's that powerful to do all this? Do you not think he's powerful enough to just stand in front of you and say, "Yeah, all right, mate, I'm here"?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
But
what I
then-
think about it.
But then someone might argue that the reason why they don't full on come out is because it's like if someone's experiencing demonic activity, say like someone that's slowly getting possessed, I'd imagine that at first people probably wouldn't believe them because only
No.
they are experiencing it, that only they can see it,
Mm.
whereas we can't see it. So that might be why they work that way, if you know what I mean, like to isolate the person. That just popped into my head. Maybe that's
Yeah, so I think that's the story that goes. That's what they do to when they possess you. It's like there's 3 stages of it. I think one of
They
them.
break you down, don't they?
Yeah. Is it oppression, summit, and then let's say the final one's possession. First you'll start smelling stuff, and then you'll start dreaming stuff, and then you'll start whatever touching. And they'll get you like
It'll
say,
start affecting your daily life.
into a
doesn't it? It
mental
starts
state
affecting
where
you.
you know like you no longer can take anymore, and that's when they'll enter you. Apparently.
You laughed at yourself saying "enter you," didn't you? You just laughed. I just seen your little face.
In the movies and stuff, they always, if you notice, that they always use females. Or most of the time, it's always a female that gets possessed. Wonder why that is.
She's normally
Well,
quite.
I believe it's a weaker mind, isn't it? Is it a weaker?
Excuse me.
There's all that sexism stuff in it. Yeah, it's all that sex. I don't mean it that way, but it is a sexism thing. It's a Hollywood thing, isn't it?
Yeah. They're
It's one
normally
of them-
like I always think of The Exorcist. That's a good film. But she's like a teenager, isn't she? And she's like her hormones will be like
all over the shop.
through. Yeah, coming
yeah.
through.
But then again, how's she going to twist her head round if she's on a period?
Trust
I
me.
know you girls get
When
pretty
you get
mad, but so you're saying
Climb
she's
the
just on a
wall.
bad period.
Throw some chocolate and lock the door. Good day.
But with that film, you've got to think of the bigger picture. Like, so her mum and dad are divorced.
Yeah.
I can't remember the film off by heart, but
She goes in the basement, does a Ouija board.
does a Ouija board. She's obviously she's a teenager. She's like what, 14, doing
well.
a Ouija board.
That house she's got, those pretty big.
Yeah. But I think her mum was always working away. She was
Mm.
an actress. She probably felt she didn't get no attention off her mum. So you've got to, like, as studying the film, you've got to think, well, maybe it's just a teenager that's not getting the attention off her mum. Her mum and dad's going through a divorce. She's hormonal, and that might be why she's lost the plot a bit.
What can I do to get the attention?
Yeah. Let me spin my head round and be sick everywhere.
Turn to a fucking owl.
Also, I'll read some Facebook posts as well. We asked the question of, do you believe in demons on Facebook today? Did a poll. I got 13 yeses, 9 no's, and 8 on the fences. Got a couple of comments. One from Ashley Llewellyn. It's my understanding that angels and demons stem from religious beliefs. I do not believe in God. I am not religious and certainly don't believe in angels or demons.
Same.
Fair one, very fair comment, that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, we brought that up as well about religious things, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a couple on Instagram. Good and evil are prevalent everywhere. I believe you can't have one without the other in this life and the next. Which, yeah, another good comment. You, let's say, light and dark.
Yeah.
You've got to have a balance, haven't you, in life?
Yeah.
Very valid.
And someone else put, devil worship is evil, dangerous, and you should never encourage it as you don't know what you're allowing into your life. I imagine it can't bring anything but misery and danger.
Fair enough. If that's what you believe,
Yeah.
then that's what you believe. It's just, I don't believe that. I think it's.
I wouldn't try and force a demon out of their like.
No, definitely not. No.
Oh, yeah, it's like some people will know will get a demon book, black magic, or summon devils.
I mean, you can try it for your own. We can try it for, I don't know, testing or theories, but
Yeah, but
I wouldn't be good.
you don't want to risk it in case it actually does work and then you're fucked.
Well, that's the whole point of being an investigator, isn't it? We took that
Yeah,
risk in, was it the Haunted Antiques Museum?
Mm.
And it was like, anybody who holds this teddy bear gets ill the day after and very, very ill. Or it was like hospital ill. And then you're like, me and you sitting there going, should we touch it? Should we do it?
We did it.
And I
didn't
ended
we?
up holding it. You had to text us the next morning. You're like, are you feeling all right? Like, yeah, fine, mine. And like, oh, fuck yeah, I touched the fucking teddy bear thing, didn't I? But yeah.
That's exactly why I want to open a divot box as well, just to experience it. Not experience. I want to just show people that divot boxes aren't as what everyone makes out as them to be. Like I say, if there's only a few certain real ones in the world, and everyone's
The price
selling
of
them on
that will be-
Facebook left, right, and centre just to get a bit of bucks, bit of bucks,
Bit of
a bit of money. You know what I mean?
If
Like,
it's that serious, you wouldn't be selling that. It's technically classed as a fucking weapon, isn't it? I mean, you
Yeah.
wouldn't want to sell that around.
Stupid, mate.
It would hurt if you threw it at someone's face, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Unleash it like a fucking pokeball in the kitchen or something, you know what I mean? Dimmick,
Oh,
I
you
choose
see-
you.
We tested the mystery box, the haunted mystery box we
You
bought off
did,
eBay.
yeah.
And
Look
God,
what
we
that
spent
was.
30 quid on it. We got a
That was amazing.
salt and pepper pot, a bottle opener, and some bracelets.
From fucking Claire accessories.
It's like when you see all these people doing live Facebook things that when they're actually opening the dibber box, and all that's in it is ash.
Yeah.
So you need to like just tell people to stop buying these dibber boxes off eBay because they're not real.
There was one bloke who paid like 80 quid for one. It was quite a decent size, and it was basically, he said he can smell the candle wax. It's a fucking scented candle they used.
Yeah.
And the inside was brand new wood, like you would in a drawer, like brand spanking new wood, but they've just painted it like a darkish brown. And like tea stains, like you get a tea bag and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
put that sort of stuff to it, and then he's like, yeah, I paid £80 for it.
When you used to make treasure maps for tea bags at school.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Buried in the corners.
So
Going back onto dibber boxes though, when we went to Zach Bagan's museum in Vegas, we've got that he's got one of the real ones in that cabinet, hasn't he? Apparently if you go near it you feel all funny and stuff, don't you? But
I actually did feel a bit weird in that.
can you
room.
see the figure in the corner as well?
I felt it weren't a figure, but I just felt like I wasn't bothered about the box. I was more interested in the corner of the room for some reason. I just felt there was something strange about it. Yeah. And that, to be fair, was the only bit of that museum that I did actually feel something. And he's got some pretty cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That's pretty weird. I don't feel that. But
No, you didn't feel out. But he was more like, is that salt that he's poured around there?
Yeah.
He's like put like salt around there.
Oh yeah, he's trying to
Yeah.
protect it all. I mean,
yeah. So salt, it's like when you sneeze and stuff or you drop salt, you're supposed to throw it over your shoulder, aren't you, to get rid of the evil spirits and stuff. That's to say the salt, put it around your dibber box. It's meant to protect it, keep the devil inside. Should we leave it there then? Let you get back to your Newcastle match.
Actually, Matt.
yeah, we're winning 1-0. By the way, I've missed the goal.
Oh. Who are they playing?
I'm raging. I'm raging.
Wolves are there.
Wolves.
Is it Wolves?
Wolves, yeah, we're playing Wolves now. Easy win this.
So just
Until they come
before
back,
you-
so-
Just before you go then, Glenn, just to
Yeah.
sort of, what's the word?
Clarify.
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 You're on the fence about demons.
I'm on the fence till I get a physical,
bullying.
proper belief about it. Until then, the classification for me of a demon would be, hold on, that's too loud. Would be a type of entity that I've not experienced yet.
Same.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Fair enough. That's it then. You can go now.
Yes, thank you guys. I'm watching football. But then again, I'm coming round next time though. We're doing this next
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
probably.
Better when you
it'd
come
be
round, innit?
better. It'd be weird when you actually are.
I know, it'd be mad, wouldn't it?
I feel
Watch
like
your
I need to
views
get
fly
my
up.
laptop out.
Yeah, I have my laptop and everything. Yeah, we sorted. I'll come round the whole shebang. We'll have all the research in
laptops
there.
are out. Yeah.
Like the
Pizza and
like
research.
little work experience.
Yeah.
Right then, I'll see you later, guys.
Right,
See you later, mate. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Sim.
What you-
Just yeah.
Yeah.
I think playing
We're
Wolves.
so crap at acting.
We're crap at acting, but
Yeah. Thanks, Glenn.
thanks to Glenn. But I've got to say, what I want to just read my notes from earlier as well, just to clarify on most other religions and cultures teach of an evil being who roams the earth. So you've got Lucifer, the devil, Christianity, Islam. I've got the Shaitan. Judaism, Satan is a verb. It generally refers to the difficulty of temptation. So you got, again, it's like the sins and stuff. Buddhism, you got Mara, the demon that tempted Buddha away from his path of enlightenment, which I said to Glenn. I think he touched up on Hinduism, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he touched on that with a few others. But like I say, you've got that many religions, you've got that many demons and
It
angels and
varies on
different
it,
types.
yeah,
It's just all different books. It's like which one do you follow? Is that which one's true? Could they all be true and everyone's just spun off? It's like, I don't know.
It's just which religion you follow,
Yeah.
which interests you more, which appeals to you more.
Which.
If you're not a believer like myself, I'm not. Like I say, we're not religious.
No.
Then don't get me wrong. I'm really fascinated with like the stories, and I really love to hear people's experiences. I would never knock anyone down and be like, no, that's what. But I think you've always got to look at the logical side first when it comes to this sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it's very easy to just put a demon word onto it, because that's appealing, you know. But
I would love to read the Bible and read all the other Bibles to get into it, but and learn Christianity that way. But it goes that deep, that many books, that many different versions, that many different versions of it. It does get complicated.
It is very deep stuff.
But so I won't mind getting into. I won't mind reading about Hinduism either. Because that's like, I think that's the oldest religion, Hinduism.
Was it?
Yeah. I think it got.
Was it? I thought Muslim was one of the oldest as well.
No, Hinduism. I think Hinduism goes back over 400 years apparently. But so I think was it one of the, it's not one of the biggest. I don't think there. Well, most of Hinduism is in India. I think I read 95% of it is in India, and it's not. I think I'm not quite. I might be wrong, but I don't think they follow like one kind of god. I think there's a few different stories. I think they just follow the right path kind of thing. I was just a quick glance earlier. I've not really looked into it properly.
Not really. Yeah. Maybe someone that's watching this could let us know.
I should listen more in RE, shouldn't I, at school?
Yeah, I probably. I didn't have a very good RE teacher, to be fair.
I think I think it's the oldest, but it's not the most popular. I think it's like third or fourth. I think Christianity and Islam is the biggest.
It's the biggest. I'd
Obviously,
imagine that it is. Yeah.
But yeah, moving
I was
on.
going to say. Yeah. So, shall we conclude with what we've said? So, personally, like I've said quite a few times, I am very set on. I'm skeptic when it comes to demons.
I wouldn't say skeptic, would you? You were a firm non-believer.
I'm not into them. I'm fascinated with them. I'm interested in it. I get excited about it, but I personally think if demons are so bad, they'd do a lot, a lot worse. And also, I actually think humans are the demons. I think.
Yeah. I think this is the hell.
Yeah, we are. The
I found
things we do.
I find it very interesting the stories and that. I'm skeptical. I'm more open-minded to it.
See, I'm not even.
I'm more on the fence. I'm open-minded to anything though. So you know what I'm like.
Yeah, it's just not for me. And I think it's like Scooby Doo. You know what Scooby Doo? What do you mean? You don't even know what I'm gonna say. Scooby Doo. You know the same way. It's like they go around and they find out that the real monsters are actually just people.
Interesting.
And that's how I see it.
So yeah, we'll leave that for you to decide what your thoughts are.
What your thoughts are. If you've got any experiences or you want to give us any info that we might have missed or got wrong, please let us know.
Just comment on the video on YouTube.
This is what it's all about for us.
So we're not massive religious people, so we're just restating it all. Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else you want to say? So the next subject, Glenn mentioned that you might want to go down the cryptology route.
Yeah, cryptics, wasn't it?
Cryptics, yeah. So
Cool,
like Bigfoot and stuff.
Yeah, I'll go down that one. Have a look. So if you do want to come on and join us on the podcast for any shows that we do, just get in touch and we'll get you on the computer, Zooms and stuff.
Yeah, or you never know.
If you're close here, get around here.
If we're out of lockdown, by then you can come round and
pizza and podcast.
Yeah, or even if, like I say, even if you've just got a comment or you just want to send us a message, we'll add it to the show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hopefully I'll have an haircut next time.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll be blonde and my eyebrows will be not like. I'll probably look like someone off cryptology with my eyebrow. A little cryptic.
So yes, thanks for watching, guys, and like, subscribe, share, do what you do.